Good morning, everybody. This is Jamerica with Jamerica Life. It rained out here. It's so beautiful when it rains. Everything just wakes up, including the mosquitoes. So I got citronella burning. But I promised you guys that I was gonna go out there and tame my sweet potatoes. So we're gonna go out there. I know it's a jungle out here. We'll head out there in a second. The rain came last night. Thank you, Jesus. That means I do not have to water. But in here, it did not rain. See that? Dry as a chip. So, go ahead and give this stuff some water. Try to remember which ones I watered last. Day by day. So let's go out there to the sweet potatoes. Now that I have my bucket, because we're going to harvest all of those vines. I'm going to cut the extra vines off that are growing on that tarp. And we're going to harvest the leaves and cook them. Because you can eat those leaves. Yes, you can. This is Jamerica with Jamerica Life. Please like and subscribe. And let's go on with this journey of growing our own food. All right, let's go. I have to confess, I started without you guys. Okra. You have to harvest okra every day or you'll find this. I don't know if this one is woody yet. It is. It's woody. It's no good. I'll just put it here and hope that it dries out and gives me some seed. I like them when they're little. I'll grab my rusty, dusty shears. I'm not throwing them out. I'm going to use them. So let's go out there and go ahead and get these sweet potato vines tamed back because they are out of control. You'll see in a minute. Out of the safety of the citronella. Ain't that pretty? That's how it looks when it rains. You got a purple one right there. I got to put this LSU purple in the ground because it is not doing well. It's budding, but it looked better when I bought it. There go my avocado tree doing just fine. And that orange seed or whatever, it's still growing. I'm trying out these honeydew melons in here. I got a melon so far. We'll see. This is what I'm talking about right here. This is what we got to get under control. All of this. So let's go ahead and get it. It's going to be a lot. This is intimidating. I got to tell you that. But you know what? The journey of 1,000 steps will start with a root. I got to start somewhere, right? Got to start. They are not supposed to be right here or anywhere on this orange tarp. And they're connecting to the ground. So, just gonna pull them up and put them in the bucket. Man, this is gonna be just like picking peas. Lord have mercy. I don't think I'm gonna get it all done today. It's gonna take me more than a day. Oh my, I'm feeling high. My money's gone. I'm all alone. Oh, what a day, what a day. Knows that he has nothing at all. Oh, come on, flies. If I wanted you to stay closed, you would have stayed open. right, girl. You could do it. You could do it. It's a lot so far, and I just put a dent in it. It's a lot. Oh, God, why did I wait so long? All right, Jamaica. You can do it, girl. Come on now. Little by little. Come on now. I'm getting irritated. These shears, I'm about to throw them across the yard. Fling them across the yard because they keep closing on me. Every time I start cutting something, they close and lock like that. So I've gotten enough up for today because I have to take these leaves off. So let's go over to the other side and get the leaves off of this pail. And I'll show you what the pail look like. I might take some of the vines and put it on the other side because there's roots on some of these things. We'll see. Let's go see. All right. If you thought I wasn't telling the truth, here it is. The bucket's under there somewhere. There it is. The bucket's right there. All right. Let me go ahead and try to get this together. So this is going to take a while. Yes, it is. I know it is. I need a trash bin. Just a minute. Get it together, girl. Get it together. Alright, I got another bucket here. So I'm gonna put this here. Start processing. It's a little hard for me because I'm a lefty. So everything is gonna start over here when I got it sitting over there. So I gotta fix that, huh? One by one. That's why I stopped, because I knew this was gonna take me a little while. But everything that's worth it takes a while. These leaves, you know, some people may not like them because they're kind of bland. Let me fix you. Some people may not like them because they're kind of bland, but for me, if it saves me money and they taste almost, if not better than spinach, I'm gonna do it. Even if it takes me having to cut 1,000,000 of them off like this. I'm just making sure that they're sweet potato slips and not something else, not sweet potato's cousin. I do have squash growing out there, delicata squash, so, but those leaves don't look like this, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm pretty sure this pot will be full, and yes, I'm gonna wash it with some salt water. I just have to get these leaves off the vine first. So we're gonna cut, and I'm gonna talk while I do it. I didn't know that well, last year my sweet potatoes didn't take off like this, but this year I did something a little bit different. I put some bone meal down and some blood meal down when I planted these. If y'all see the video, and apparently that made all the difference. All the difference. And then I planted kind of densely this year so that I had potatoes in there and sweet potatoes. Next year, I don't know if I'm gonna plant potatoes because they didn't do too good. They I have clay soil, and they rotted. A lot of them rotted because of the rain. And normally I'm getting dirty as usual. Oh, I need to use these. Cut this off. See that? They reroot. They were rerooting in the puddle of water. That's what they were doing. So I'm gonna cut this off right here, and I'm gonna use this part to replant. Yep, use what you have. Apparently they'll take anywhere. They're taken on top of a tarp. That is on top of the tarp. Those roots were not in the ground. So let me get these off. My grandma will be proud of me. She said my grandbaby can grow, and she's not too lazy, and she'll do it. She'll do it. So grab them together. Grab them in a bunch. Work smarter, not harder, right? Grab them in a bunch. Try to put them all together. Cut them off. There you go. Oh, maybe it's going to take me as long as I thought it would. These vines are long, 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 long. Grab them together. Make a bouquet. Try to get them all in the same height so you don't have a bunch of stems. Right? So you don't have a bunch of stems. And uh-oh, rain is coming. The devil. I want the rain, but they're not right now. Give me a sec. Please. The rain's not listening to me. Cut this off. Let me move this over. This is getting mixed up. These are that I don't want to cut are getting mixed up with the ones that I'm cutting. Grab some more. And where I put my scissors? That quick. Here it is. See where I'm cutting it? Right there. Right there. Cutting it off. leaf by leaf. And you know, I'm starting to feel like, you know, how sweet potatoes has that feeling, that pasty feeling on your hand. I don't know if you ever felt that, but I'm feeling it right now. I feel it's almost as similar to the feeling I get when I'm processing taro. With taro, this is taro, I'd be itchy right now, so it's a little different. They're both tubers though. They're both in, I believe they're both, yeah, they're both in the yam family, so they're cousins. Sweet potatoes are not potatoes actually, they're actually yams, which is why they grow different. Put that on. Oh man. Yeah, girl. You gotta be thankful, girl. You gotta be happy. Happy. Happy for this crop. I saw the first person who exposed me to this was Prophetic Gardener or something. And he had this same thing, and he said, you know, if you don't cut the vines back, your potatoes won't form correctly. So it's a must. Is this sweet potatoes? They look like, what the heck is this? I don't think these are sweet potatoes. Let me pull this one out. This is delicata. This is delicata. Let me put this over here. Maybe I grow that too. Because it has those little vines on it. So I'll put it on the other side. Let's get some more. Get some more, girl. The leaves are almost the same. Who knows? When I dig it up, I'll know, huh? Or if the flowers start growing on top, I know it's delicata. If it's underground, I know it's sweet potatoes. Just cutting all this stuff off in groups. So I'm gonna make it through. How I got over? How did I get over? You know my soul sits back in wonder. How did I make it over? I'm just gonna have to work in the rain. Ain't gonna be the first time I worked in the rain. At least this time it's for me and not somebody else. Funny how we'll do stuff, excuse me, we'll do stuff for other people that we, you know, we rarely do for ourselves. Sometimes you, at the job, you think you ain't got no choice. Some people walk away, but I ain't working out there. Me, I was doing it. I did it. Let me get that little leaf right there. As long as it ain't pouring down rain, I think I keep going. You know my soul, look back and wonder, how did I make it over? Let's compare leaves, because some of these are suspect. Suspect. Oh, that's it. It's sweet potato. Note to self: don't plant delicata and sweet potato in the same place. At least I have my boots on this time, right? Man, these things are strong, strong, strong. I did throw some 10-10-10 out there also. I fertilized this time, and apparently it made all the difference. The plants are showing up. They're stronger. When I'm messing with this plant, this stem is strong. Not no little weakling. Not no little weakling plant. It looks like it's been taken care of, and I did. I took good care of it. I did. Just like a child, you could tell when a child is being well taken care of, or a person who takes care of themselves. Tell, shows up. Shows up. You can't continually neglect things and think that you're going to prosper, or you're going to, you know, it's gonna look good. You can't dress up, you know, neglect. Not for very long anyway. Eventually it shines through. Neglect will shine through in plants and people, animals, everything living. Not even everything living, anything. You abuse your house or you abuse your furniture, It's gonna be raggedy. It's gonna be raggedy after a while. Yes, it is. Yeah, my citronella is almost at the end, man. Shoot, I have to go in and get another one. I can't get bit up no more. No more. Enough is enough. There's a little bit on here. I'm trying to get every little stick, every little bit off of it. Every bit. Everything I work for, I try to get. I gotta go over to that other bed and clean it up. I'm not gonna, anything that is dying or passed away, I'm gonna pull it out. Or if it's weeds, I'm gonna pull it out. But I'm gonna take my time and work through it. I let it get into that situation, and now I'm gonna have to work for it. That's neglect over there, over that bed. That's neglect. The plants are still there though. The plants are still alive. Look at that. Look at those roots, and that was on top. That was on top of the water, on top of the tarp. Look at that. All right, just make sure I keep it wet. That's what I need to do. Make sure I keep that thing wet so I can put it in the ground somewhere else where I need it. If not only for ground cover. I mean, this looks better than bare ground, right? That's that chicken song right there. I'm getting there. I got a pot full of this stuff. And this thing, I should have cleaned this thing off. And I didn't. Now I'm getting all my stuff dirty. It stopped for now. Make my sweet potato bouquet. Nobody showed me this. I just came up with this in my mind. Oh, Lord. Like, I ain't gonna be cutting one by one. Not me. Not Jamaica. Here's my little bouquet. And just gonna cut them all off. As close to the edge as possible. There we go. And look, little pot is not even full. Too bad I can't eat the stems. Oh. That's the thing with greens. You get a whole bunch of greens and you cook them down. They look all, luxurious and bountiful. And you cook them down and they turn into 2 teaspoons. What happened to all my food? Who ate my food? The stove done yammed down everything. Whittled it down to nothing. All right, here we go. Yeah. Go ahead and cut it right there, girl. This is going, all the stems are going to go into the recycle pile. They're all going into the recycle pile. Man. All right, let me just put them out. Stuff them down in here. This one got a root on it. Bouquet. Oh boy. So, there we go. Circle of life, man. Circle of life. I'm a real gardener. I may make mistakes because I plant so many things sometimes. I'm like, what is that? But you know what? I know it's edible because I planted it. Never put down anybody who's trying, because they might stop trying. they trying, you leave them alone. You just give them words of encouragement and direction. Don't put them down. So I'm like, you don't know what you talking about. This is for that, and this is for this, and I'm like, that is a mean spirit right there. Person trying to make do, trying to grow some food, or trying to preserve some stuff, and you steady belittling them. Why? That's not helping nobody, not even you. God's watching. God is watching. No judgment here. I'm not the judge. I'm just letting you know that that ain't right. That ain't right. Talking about people who trying. There's a lot of people who ain't trying. A lot of people who just want something for nothing. There's no shame in working. There's no shame in working for what you got. What's shameful is when you go out there and steal from somebody or some corporation. Either way, you're stealing from somebody. Never shame somebody who's working for what they gotta get. And thieving ain't working. Thieving is just stealing. I'd rather be around somebody who will go and plant some food and work for what they got than somebody who's gonna come and ask me for what I got and not lift a finger to help me. You gotta think about things like that. I hear a lot of chatter about blah blah blah. I don't know what they doing, and I'm a better guard. Come on now, is that what it's about? The only competition that we need to be in is a competition with ourselves, trying to be a better person. All that negativity is actually it's just gonna affect you in the end. Karma comes around. You do that to somebody, and God is watching you. People ain't gonna nobody have to touch you. Nobody has to touch you. Somebody trying, struggling to make it, whether they're making a content creator, gardening, no matter what they're doing, if they're working for what they got, with the exception of being a thief, leave them alone. And if you're gonna say something, if you're gonna, you know, there's a difference between correcting and criticizing. I had a family member who used to call me and criticize. I don't talk to her no more. She can't call me. She can't call me. I said, this is a jealous spirit right here. Competing with you. I don't care what you do. And if your life was so great, why are you watching me? If you don't like me, because if I don't like somebody, I just turn, especially if they're on a TV, you ain't got to watch them. Turn the channel. Go to somebody else's channel. You ain't got to watch them. If I don't like them, I don't watch them no more. I don't like what you're saying. I'm like, okay. I'm not judging you. If I don't like it, I just don't like it. Not that I don't like you. I just don't like what you say. Or I don't agree with some of the things you do. And instead of me criticizing, which is not what I'm doing, just saying that if you work for it, the people work for what they got, you should leave them alone. A man don't work, a man don't eat. Right? Some people don't think that. Some people think that they can get it for free. They don't have to lift a finger. All right, God, give me a break. It just started out of nowhere. Look at that. I don't want to go inside. Let's see. Oh, Lord. I need to go buy a tent. That's what I need to go buy. Then I ain't got to put up with this. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord, a bouquet. My phone done turned the page and went to Amazon. I guess I'll have to go back out there. Or I'll bring everything in. Man, I don't want me to make the place dirty. Let me go out there and get it. Finish it up. I got eyes in the back of my head, just in case I have to run. Wait on my shoulder. Woo! I gotta mop the floor and change my shirt. Well, I managed to make a mess, which is what I didn't want to do. Let me take these boots off and get my chunkless. Oh, pair of my chunkless. I gotta mop the floor. Might as well wait till I finish making this mess, huh? Alright, get that. I got one boot off. You know, I need a pair of boots where I can unzip them. I'm tired of fighting with these boots. They loose when you put them on. When you go to take them off, they give you the business. They give you the business, man. Come on now. I'm gonna bruise my ankle trying to get these things off. I ain't gonna say who it's from, but they all like that though. If they don't have a zipper that goes all the way up, you're gonna have a problem getting them off unless you got skinny feet, and I don't. I got that line on my head. Oh well. You put it over here. I'll mop the floor after I finish making a mess. Let's get to it. Back to the task at hand. And it slowed down now that I brought everything inside. Man, I got erroneous seeds on the table. I think these are loofah. Definitely loofah. I could tell the difference between loofah and watermelon seeds now. All right. Here's the bucket, and here's my pot. And here's my scissors. Let's keep on going. It seems like it's gonna rain on and off the entire day, so do what you gotta do, right? Make my bouquet. My bouquet of sweet potatoes, sweet lips. Even these, even you. Hold it by the edge and just cut off the flour. I have a bag here that I was using for what was I using this for? Planting the other day. So I used that. Grab another one of these things out. Make a bouquet. These are huge. They are huge. These plants are healthy. Thank God. May they make up for, they're already making up for the potatoes. The potato tragedy. Can y'all hear me? Let me turn my dehumidifier off. That's what that sound is. And I'm back. So before I was so rudely interrupted, I was talking about how we need to encourage each other, not discourage each other. Not discourage each other. And I need to bring you closer because y'all are too far away from me. It's an uncomfortable distance. You know, they say the closer a person can get to you, the more personal your relationship is. That's why we feel uncomfortable when strangers come into our personal space. Y'all are real personal. Let's go. Come closer. That's much better, huh? Much better. Yeah. So I was talking about encouraging and discouraging. Because, I mean, if a person is making an honest living, they're living in accordance to the Bible. Yeah. So who are we? This one got ate up. I think I'll leave that one out. Who are we to be discouraging to them? Correcting and discouraging are two different things. Criticizing and making comments, nasty little comments, petty little comments. You ain't gotta do that. You don't have to do that. Nope. Why? Why are you so angry at people for? Unless they're purposely, I can understand that someone is purposely deceiving someone. That's totally different. That's just talking, you know. That's not judging, but that's just telling the truth, right? Totally different. And people take things different. Example, when I was younger, I had this one lady and she didn't like me and I didn't care for her because I knew she didn't like me. She couldn't say anything to me because I knew what her spirit, I could feel her spirit, her nasty spirit every time she was around me. And I didn't want to feel that way. I didn't want to feel that, not her presence, but the presence. I could feel her. I could feel her. I could feel her emotions. Just felt icky and nasty every time she came around me. But someone else could come and tell me, you know, correct me or tell me, hey, blah, 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 this is wrong. And they say that, you know, there are some people say your enemies are your biggest ally because they'll tell you the truth. Yeah, but they bring that nasty spirit with them. Nasty. And once somebody is like that towards you, rarely do they change. Once an enemy, and you do have enemies, everybody has them. Never trust your enemies. They tell you something, they'll tell you something that's untrue just to mess you up. So because I didn't trust her, I didn't want to hear nothing from her. No advice, nothing. Nothing. I didn't want her around me. I didn't say anything. She'd just come around and I'd disappear. Excuse myself pleasantly. I didn't put myself in the line of fire at all. You ain't got to fuss with these people. You just remove yourself from the situation. What's the sense in letting somebody trigger you? giving them all that power. If you can't, and now at that time I was young, and I don't like arguing with people. I never did. And I was like, well, you know what? Just avoid her. I've always done that. People may say, oh, she don't stand up for herself. Well, if you corner me, and it's a different story. Corner me and purposely try to do something, and man, never wake up a sleeping lion. Never. Leave these people alone. They ain't bothering you. Leave them alone. You might be big and bad, but there's always someone big and badder or crazier. Leave these people alone. Don't be messing with nobody. I never understood bullies because and bullies eventually get their karma. They eventually pick on the wrong one and they come back to haunt them. Comes back one way or another. I remember this one lady, she would pick on disabled kids. And we grew up, and guess what happened? Her kid was sick. Her kid was sick, disabled. I don't know if she treated the kid right or not. She was wicked. Pretty sure she didn't though. Pretty sure she thought about all those times. She was talking about the short bus and all that stuff. Like, why? Leave them alone. They ain't bothering you. Thinking you better than somebody. All right. Whew, here we go with these slips, man. These slips. These slips. It's a lot. I ain't gonna put them in the pot. I'm just gonna keep on clipping and throwing them to the side because I can't be so bothered. I'll probably edit out a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about because, you know, I don't want to offend nobody, but I was watching somebody today and I didn't like what I was hearing, so I turned the channel. They were talking about somebody bad. I was like, why? Blah, 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 don't know what she doing, or he don't know what he's doing. Nobody want to hear that. I had one lady that I was listening to for a little while, and she cussed so bad. I couldn't do it no more. I couldn't listen to her no more. I couldn't get the message anymore between the cuss words. And I was like, wait a minute, do I really want to listen to this? Because it affects you. You are who you surround yourself with, or you are what you listen to. Show me your friends, I'll tell you who you are. Surround yourself with some foolishness, and you gonna be a fool. You like foolishness because you one of them. You a fool, acting a fool. And I make excuses for younger people, but once you get to a certain age, don't you want a little peace? Don't you want a little peace in your life? Why? It's not exciting, is it? Really? Now, there's all kind of people out there, though. You know, some people like chaos and wonder why their life is all jacked up. You put out chaos and you gonna get some. And that stuff flows over. Don't just stay in one spot laughing at people and thinking you better than them. Anyway, I don't feel like I'm better than nobody. I got my flaws. I know I got flaws. I'll try to work on them. I try to become a better person. Me. I can't make nobody else a better person. All right, girl. Come on. Come on now. You can do it. Starting to get a headache. It's probably my allergies because I'm allergic to mold. That's why I have dehumidifiers in here. Or whatever it's not necessarily mold, but something about wetness. It makes me sick. I love rain though. So if I was outside and it was raining, it would be totally different. But in here, dampness, I just can't do it. Can't do it. Oh, girl, why you let it grow this much? And I still got a million of them out there. A trillion, I should say a trillion. It's a blessing, but it's a lot of work. I know, you know, have you, don't want you, don't have. And I said, have you, don't want, and wanty, don't have. That means people who have stuff don't want it, and the people who need it don't have it. Jamaican saying. You should be appreciative, Jamaica. Stop complaining, girl. Oh, man. Come on, girl. Shoot. Clip, 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 clip. And clip. Oh, man. All right. And clip. All right. Go down here. I remember when I was younger, me and my girlfriends went to the club, right? And this old guy, I was young at the time, I was in my 20s, early 20s. This old guy, he must have been in his 40s. He was old at the time to me. He was old enough to be my daddy. And we were at the club, right? Military club. And he starts hitting on me. Talking about what he got. I didn't care what he got. He's an old man. Should have been ashamed of himself. I might have told him so. And so we went outside, right? My girlfriends were gold diggers. Some of them were gold diggers. Not all of them, but some of them were gold diggers. And he made it a point to drive by in his Cadillac. I ain't give a doggone what he had. I want that man. Shoot, I'm not a prostitute. You can't get me with no car, money, nothing. So he made a point to drive by. One of my girlfriends, God rest her soul. Girl, look at what that man have a nice car. I don't care what that man have. Ghetto fabulous man. Probably some people, let me tell you what in New York, this is what we call ghetto fabulous. And these are men. They'll have these nice, fancy, expensive cars. And be living with their girlfriend in the projects. I ain't lying. Some of these people have these nice, expensive cars, are living in the streets. They're living in their car. I knew a guy who was living in his car. And it was a small town, right? Where was I? Fort Knox. Jesus Christ, again, Fort Knox. And no, it wasn't. It was Fort Riley. And he was a civil service worker, right? But he had all these children, and they were making him pay buku child support. So he couldn't afford to live nowhere. And he had a nice car, right? And he's always well dressed, clean. Who that man could dress? You would never believe that he was homeless. Never. So me and one of the chiefs, right? He said, Jamaica, let me take you out there and show you something, right? The guy had two cars. He had a Corvette, and I forget what the other car. They were both nice cars. One of them was an older Corvette, and we rarely saw the Corvette. But the other car we saw all the time. He took, I'm call him Chief because it was a Chief. Chief took me out there. The Corvette was full of clothes. He stored his clothes in the Corvette and he lived in the other car. Or vice versa. And he would, this guy was smooth, man. He would get with women, right? And what do they call them? Hobosexuals, a hobo. Except he had a job. He had a good job too. And he had a nice car. You would never know he was homeless. But the women in the military, right? We don't know nothing about no homelessness because if we don't have nowhere to live, the military will put us in the barracks. They'll put us somewhere. They won't let us stay out on the street. You're government park property. You ain't staying out on no street. You better be living right, or they'll find a way. They will find a way to make you make do. We used to have to go to people's houses and check to see if they had food. I'm not lying. I don't know if they still do it, but it was called a health and welfare check. And my chain of command told me, and I told the soldiers, said, yo, I need to go to your house on and off post. Because I always checked the people in the barracks, but I never checked on the people outside. And one of them, he needed help. Him and his kids and wife were eating beans and rice. The military don't pay that much. And he was too proud to go and get any assistance. He was too proud. He ended up getting out because he said he wasn't making enough money. But this guy, Chief, took me out there. And the Corvette was full of clothes. And this guy would date women. And he would date high-ranking women, bachelorettes. And he would take them on a date or so. And they would always say, let's go to your house. And he said, no, I prefer to, we just go to your house. He'd get in them women's house and they couldn't get rid of him. Because he had nowhere to go. And some of them, instead of him driving his car, he would take their car. Remember, he was driving his BMW. It belonged to this one captain. Finally, after... And he had that car for at least, maybe she was in Korea, because Korea, you stay in Korea for a year. Stay in Korea for a year. It's a short tour. Everybody has to do one. He was driving that woman's car, and we thought it was his car. Man, that guy was a hobo. Taking over the women, them stuff, and living off of them, moving into their house. He might have been beating him up too. Because I know one lady had to take him to court for stalking. He kept on saying how she had such a nice house. That sister girl hooked him up. He messed with the wrong one. Her husband had already done her wrong. And she was just mad at men in general. He went and pulled that crap on her. Woo! And she was smart too. She was in the law department. Oh my God. He almost lost his job. She pressed charges on his butt. Tried to pull that crap on her. That girl did not play. She didn't play with him. Not at all. Hobo. Y'all watch out. These people be moving in on people nowadays. I had another friend. Now this is a sad story. He let this couple in his house because they had fell on hard times and they had a little kid. Now I remember him and his brother. This is in Hawaii. I was stationed at Schofield Barracks. And where did he live? In Kapolei? No, it wasn't Kapolei. Koalina, which is near the Waianae coast. And that house is beautiful. Oh my God. I went to his house and he and his brother built the house. He was an electrician. His brother was a carpenter. Man, that house was fabulous. That had to be the best house. And I've been in millionaires' houses before, but this house, This house was way nicer than anything I've ever had. And you never know that he had a house like that. And he and his brother built it. So he let this couple in, right? Because they fell on hard times and they were his friends, supposedly. The guy was his friend. Then he disappears. He disappeared. I was there for 6 years. I extended. I had to go to Iraq though. They were like, yeah, you could stay, but you gotta go on another vacation. And you can stay as long as you want. Anyway, I came back and I was getting out. And I went to a job, one of those Monster or whatever, you know, those job things, those job fairs. And he was there. He had gained like 20 or 30 pounds. I'm gonna call him Tim. So I said, how you doing, Tim? How you doing? I haven't seen you in a long time. You just disappeared. You just fell off the face of the earth. You know where he was? In jail. He said those people got him put out of his own house, said he was dangerous, and got him. He got put in jail for threatening them or beating somebody up. He went in jail. He was in jail for a long time because I didn't see him for years. And he said, you remember people that was in my house, Jamaica? He said, yeah. He said, they put me in jail for attempted M. He was a quiet, nice guy. Little short, skinny guy. Just as nice as possible. Nice, a nice man. And then people pushed that man, got him kicked out of his own house, and I guess drove him crazy because he wanted to cull him. And then when he tried to, they put him in jail. He lost everything. He lost everything behind them jokers. Had to start over. It's a good thing he had a trade. It's a good thing he had a trade, and he was a master electrician. Don't let these people in. Don't let them in. Nope. Don't let them in. Warning you. I don't know who I'm talking to. A lot of people are letting family members in, and if they're your family, I can understand that. Family is different. Don't let no stranger in your house. There's a stranger in my house. Don't let these people in. The devil has to be invited in. Don't let him in. All right. I'll give you some sob story. Shoot. Especially if they family ain't helping them, or they say their family ain't, they come in there, the devil comes to lie, kill, and destroy. Don't let these people in. Shoot. Buy them a ticket. Send them to their family. But don't let them in. Just saying. I learned from that one or two experiences with Tim and that other brother who was living off women, moving in their houses and taking away their stuff. And it doesn't have, I ain't saying it, it's just Afro-Americans, everybody's doing it. Times are tough, and they looking for a place to loaf. Some of them don't want to pay. They want to live off you. And think they have the right to do it. You say something about it, they want to go upside your head. Fight with you in your own house. Which is why Tim ended up in jail. He ended up in the pokey. He didn't belong there either. Poor guy. I know he had it rough there because he was a soft man. He was not the type that needed to go there. I felt so bad when he told me that. I never met them, but I remember when we went to the house, he had his stairwell was like curved, right? And it had wrought iron and it went up, and it had hardwood. I don't remember. I don't know what kind of wood it was. Might have been cherry or something. And it was shiny and just beautiful. It was a beautiful house. And he had put those non-slip carpet pads, they were like oblong on there, so that, you know, nobody slipped down the step. And damn people, let me stop cussing. You know, they were stepping on that thing with their dirty shoes. No respect for his house. I remember him coming. He said, now doggone it, I told them to take off their shoes when they come in the house. Initially, I think he was from Chicago. Forget. I couldn't help but shake my head. Poor man. Happens to men and women. And there's no color associated with that type of thing. People are coming into people's house, giving them some sob story. Then you can't put them out because they say they live there. Once they start getting mail at your address or been there for about 2 weeks, man, they're a tenant, whether they pay or not. Can't put them out. And if you do anything to them, and Texas, if you say anything like you're going to do anything to them, you might as well do it. It's the same thing in Texas. Threat. They'll put you in jail for that. Don't let them in. Avoid the situation completely. I've had my family members stay here, but that's about it. Family, you know, you can shame them leaving most of the time, unless they real trifling. You can shame them into going because the rest of the family gets involved. But strangers, somebody who is outside of your family, and I'm not talking about these fake cousins, fake aunties, fake sisters. No. That's not family. I'm talking about blood. That's the only people. It's the only people if you want to help them. And if you don't help them, don't help nobody else. Send them to their family. Users. Anyway, I've talked my way through it. Here we go. Now, you know, this looks good, right? So I'm going to soak it in some salt water, right? Put some water in here, soak it, and wash it a couple of times because there is dirt on this stuff. I'm going to throw this into the recycle pile. It stopped raining now that I finished. And then I got to clean this floor up because the floor got leaves. Got all kind of stuff in here. Everything. This is Jamerica with Jamerica Life. Sweet potato slips, done. Now go ahead and wash these and soak them in some salt water, and then I'm gonna boil them down. Probably can them. I thank you guys for being with me, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye, y'all.